In this video tutorial, we will take a look at the Eco Audit Tool. This tool allows us to identify which part of the life of a product dominates in terms of environmental impact. It also gives us the opportunity to investigate, using possible scenarios of how design changes can influence environmental impacts. When we open CES EduPack, we are presented with our Start screen, where we can select the most appropriate database for our project. In this case, we'll choose Level 1. Click on Eco Audit in the top menu here. A new tab opens. To go through the Eco Audit functions, we are going to perform a simple Eco Audit example on 100 units of plastic bottled mineral water, and then compare its environmental impact with glass bottles. We will assume the water is bottled in 1 litre PET bottles in a factory in France, and then driven 550 kilometres by truck to England, where it is refrigerated for 2 days before consumption. We will start the project by introducing the name for the product. We will name it Plastic Water Bottle. In this second section, we will need to enter the data for our components, in our case, the bottle and its cap. In the quantity column, we will enter a quantity of 100. Give the component a name, here bottle, and enter its material by clicking. The bottle is made of thermoplastic PET. Notice that you can also enter electrical components to audit products containing simple electronics. Press OK. We can also specify recycled content here. For this component, we will use virgin PET and leave it at default settings of virgin 0%. Enter the mass of 0.04 kilograms. The primary processes suitable for PET are in the drop-down menu here. We will choose polymer molding. Finally, we can also enter an end-of-life option. Here, we will leave it at landfill. Now we need to do the same with the bottle cap. We introduce 100 units, name it cap, select polypropylene, and the recycled content is 0. It has a mass of 0.001 kilograms and is molded, and it will also be sent to landfill at the end of its life. As a final product, we need to consider the bottle filled with water, so we need to add the weight of the water. Let's make one more entry. 1 litre of water weighs 1 kilogram. Transport also has a large effect on the environmental impact of our product. In this example, the bottles are transported from the factory to the store. Here, we will enter the name of the transportation stage. We will call it Factory to Store. You can choose the transport type from the list here. We will choose a 14-ton, 2-axle truck. Now enter the distance travelled, which is 550 kilometres. If there is any energy involved in the use of your product, you need to enter it in the Use section. Here, you can choose a product life length in years. Let's say 1 year, and specify the country in which it will be used to calculate the carbon emissions and the energy usage using a certain country electricity mix. In this example, the country of use is the United Kingdom. You can enter the energy used in the static mode or the mobile mode. The static mode is for when the product itself uses energy, and the mobile mode is for when the product is part of a vehicle. Since our bottle is not part of a vehicle, we will tick Static Mode, and enter what type of energy is needed to refrigerate the water. This is done using the Energy Input and Output drop-down menu available here. We need this information in order to factor in the efficiency of energy conversion. In this case, the refrigerator cooling the water uses an electric compressor. Therefore, we will select Electric to Mechanical. It is possible to get the energy used by existing products from their manufacturers. Here, the refrigerator uses 10.5 megajoules per day to cool 1 cubic meter, the space needed to store our 100 bottles of water. This equates to a power rating of 0.12 kilowatts. We will estimate that the water is cooled for 2 days and for 24 hours a day. Here, in the Report section, you can add pictures and notes. Let's add a picture of our water bottle. To view the results of the audit, click on Detailed Report. This opens the next tab where the report is generated. We can see our water bottles here, with the results as a bar chart. The energy is here in orange and shows that most of the energy is used in making the materials. The CO2 footprint bars are here in purple. Numerical values for all the quantities are given in a table at the bottom of the page. The report responds immediately to any change made in the Product Definition tab. So, for example, if we change the end of life of both components to recycle, and then go back to the Report tab, we can see that the end of life columns have become negative. There are links in the report to information on the figures, for example energy details and CO2 details. By clicking on these links, we can view tables from the following pages of the report containing a breakdown of the data. Here is a button to help us export the file. We can choose Excel, PDF or Word form. Simply save the report onto your computer for use in reports or presentations. Now, if we go back to the Product Definition tab in the Report section, another functionality we can look at is the Summary Chart. By clicking on Summary Chart, we have the possibility to quickly have a look at the bar charts from the Detailed Report tab for the energy consumption and CO2 emissions. We can also compare different versions of a product. To do so, we have three options at hand with the Compare With button. We can compare a copy of our product and modify its recycle fraction, for example. We can compare it with a new product, or we can compare it with a saved product. Here we will open a saved Eco Audit file in the format .prd that has been created earlier of a glass version of the bottle. The summary chart automatically updates itself with the data from the glass bottle file, which allows us to easily compare the environmental impact of the two products. The glass bottle seems to have greater impact in all of its life stages. You can finally copy this chart and paste it within any other document by clicking Copy. In following video tutorials, you can learn about the enhanced Eco Audit Tool and the Synthesizer tool, as well as other advanced databases available in CES EduPack.